I am the Lion of Kythera, and I have a story to tell you. It all started right here, in this small workshop. A big block of marble, a few tools, and the sculptor. I never caught his name. His hands are the only thing I remember about him. Then other hands came, wrapped ropes around me, lifted and moved me. Where to? A sanctuary, or else a tomb of a mortal? I do not recall. I stayed there for a long time, standing still, roaring, and enduring the heat of the sun, the chill of snow, as well as the moisture of rain, for months, years, centuries. I came to think that this would be my life forever. However, forever does not exist for anybody at all, not even for marble lions. And I found myself under the soil that covered me like a warm blanket until the moment that some hands brought me back out of darkness into the light. They took me, transported me far away, and put me back on my feet. Now I was somewhere high up, in a castle, the Castle of Kythera. From its bastions I was gazing at the sea, and at night the stars kept me company. I was joyful, I was proud. I wanted to stay there forever. But forever, as I found out once again, does not exist. War broke out. A little while later, the castle was crowded with strangers. Germans, the army of occupation. On the 6th of June, 1941, they carried me off from the castle, a spoil of war. I ended up in Germany. Hunger, fear, death. And in the vortex of war, who could have cared about me? I lived for quite some time, neglected and dusty, in the courtyard of an old tile factory, until someone discovered me and had me sent to Berlin, to the Archaeological Museum. The war had ended. We were in 1952. In the museum, I lived for 5 years, until August 1957. And then something happened that once again changed my life. Here I am back home, in the National Archaeological Museum. Sir Director, are we going to send this statue to Kythera? No, we will keep it here. In any case, there is no museum in Kythera. Where will they put it on display? My marble eyes were full of tears. I was shedding harsh tears of stone for my hard fate. Initially, they placed me in a storeroom, along with dozens of objects. Then in a hall of the museum, next to other statues. Oh, I will stay here forever, I sighed. And I will never see Kythera again. Never say never. You must have heard about the wanderings of Odysseus. I too went through my own odyssey. I saw many cities, and came to know the mind of many people. It was the winter of 1979 when I began my wanderings through the museums of the world, aboard lorries, trains, aeroplanes. First it was Paris, and from there to the opposite end of the world, New York, and then to the other end, Moscow, and then to Leningrad. Oh, those were the days. But is this all that matters? Nice were the trips and the exhibitions abroad, but I was longing for my homeland. In the meantime, Kythera had finally got the museum that its inhabitants wanted so much. I heard it from a guard who was a native of Tsirigo. I contemplate applying for a transfer to Tsirigo to work in the new museum. And if that works out, I'm thinking of taking this fellow with me. People down there on the island ask for him. And mark my words, we will manage to take him back. Once again, tears filled my stone eyes. But these were tears of joy. I began to hope and dream. The day of my return has been engraved on my memory forever. I remember the people who looked after me, Aristides, the head technician, and another young conservator, Yannis. These two people packed me securely into a wooden crate, and in another one they placed my base. The last thing I saw before Yannis snapped the lid shut was a big smile on the face of my compatriot. I smiled back. Farewell until we meet again back home. We reached our destination. My marble heart leaped in my chest. The crate was opened. Light! Here I am on my pedestal. I breathed a sigh of relief. My odyssey had come to an end. At least, so I thought then. On the 8th of January 2006, Sunday noontime, first a rumbling noise was heard, as if emerging from deep inside the earth. And before I knew it, I felt my pedestal trembling under my paws. An earthquake. The museum was closed. The building was declared unfit for use. Many years went by in silence and desertion. I had started believing that the museum would remain closed forever. And yet not. The autumn of 2013. I recognized him the moment he came in. Many years may have passed and he was not such a young lad anymore, but there was no way I was mistaken. It was my conservator. Hello, old friend. Oh, look, we meet again. I came to take you from here. Take me? Where to? Oh no, I would rather stay here even if the museum remains closed. At that moment, the archaeologist in charge entered the room. Yannis, how are things going? We are ready, Madam Director. By noon we will have brought everything up to the castle. The castle? Oh gods, you who protect the marble lions, is that possible? Am I going back to the castle? Indeed, it was true. The museum was going to be closed for renovation, and because of that, they had to move us. Everything else I remember vaguely, as in a dream. The straps that were softly fastened around me, the abrupt pull of the crane. All this time, my conservator was standing by me. Slow down! Take down! Okay, untie the straps. Madam Director, we have finished up here. Let's welcome him. She looked at them, smiling. Let me take a picture of you all. Stand close together, next to the lion. I felt a soft touch on my back. It was my conservator. Don't you worry, pal. You will soon return to our museum. I will wait for you to take me there, I replied. I do not know if he understood what I said, smiled at me, and walked away.